Welcome to Tennis Spin, where we put our spin on your tennis. Today, we're going to be trying out the Tecnifibre T-Fight 300 RS. So this is the last in the series of T-Fights that we'll be trying, and the last in the series that they have in the current new generation of the T-Fights. So I got Coach Andrew here and Coach Chris here to test them out. All right, so hold tight. So to give you guys a little bit of background on this racket, this is a T-Fight 300, the lightest in the series that we've tried in the last few weeks. So we started with the 305, which is Daniil Medvedev's sponsored one. Then we went higher to the 315, which we all seemed to like because it was a little heavier, but easily maneuverable and had a little more power, which we all liked. Now this is the lightest of the three. I like this racket because it seems to come through quicker, probably has a little more power. I'm not sure about the stiffness rating, I'll double check that. But it seems to be the most customizable because it's the lightest. So let's see what these guys thought. Coach, what do you think, Coach?
It is a light racket. It reminds me of the Pure Drives, the Babel Pure Drives. I could see myself customizing this racket to like my comfort. It's pretty light overall, smooth, can get around it pretty easily as like the 315s. I actually prefer this over the 305, honestly.
Yeah, me too.
It's just how it swings. Even though it's a light racket, it's still pretty stable for its lightness. If I would choose the 300 or 305, I would choose this, the 300. Plus, I'll add maybe lead tape to the 3 to 9, and even maybe at 12 o'clock too, because I just love to have a little more weight when I swing through. But overall, I mean, if I had to choose like the series that we've tried, the 315 as number 1, 300 as number 2, and 305 as the last.
Yeah, you swung well with this.
Surprisingly, it felt really good for its lightness and its stability. It's up there.
Right.
I would say, just for me personally, I would just put lead tape on it or weight it down more.
Right. And Coach Chris here also tried it, and he's in the market for a new racket. So I handed this to him, and I was like, "Yeah, you might like this racket." But what do we think? What do we think, Coach?
Yeah, I honestly, right off the bat, I thought it does play like one of the Pure Drives that Coach Gu was saying earlier. When I was hitting with it, it was a bit too light, so I guess I tend to swing a little bit faster. Maybe what I would, although it's customizable, I would definitely add a little bit more weight to it, especially the head. And that's something I'm looking for in kind of just demoing rackets too as well. I did prefer the 315.
Right.
Yeah, the 315 was a little heavier, but I did feel like I was able to get a little bit more pop with the shots. But overall, I really do. I mean, the Tecnifibre rackets this year are really nice. Good paint job too as well, and it felt nice to hold and to hit with.
So I want to thank Coach Andrew here. Where can we find you, Coach?
You can find me at agu.tennis. I'll be also posting all this content there as well.
And I also want to thank Coach Chris here. Where can we find you, Chris?
Christopher Chien, Chien.
All right, perfect. So I'll see you back at the shop. Okay. So back at the shop with the new Tecnifibre T-Fight 300 RS. Couple things that surprised us about the racket. First of all, I was thinking that it was 100, but it's actually a 98. 300 grams unstrung. So I was like, that's kind of weird. It's a light racket, it's 300 grams, but it's a 98. I probably would have expected this to be at 100 square inches. Probably would have been a little easier for that intermediate type of player, possibly beginner type of player, but Tecnifibre decided to lighten this one up. So out of the whole line, this is lighter, and you can feel that this is lighter. When you hit with Coach Andrew, right, he actually liked this racket, but the complaints kind of all around was that it's on the lighter side. So if you are seeking a faster headed racket, kind of if you're a beginner, intermediate, this is kind of suited for you. 4.0 type of player, 4.5 max. All you want is some, head speed. There's a decent amount of power in here, but the head just goes through a little on the fast side. Let's take a look at the specs though. Again, it's a 98 square inch head. Strung weight is about 11.2, 318 grams. The balance point is 12.99 inches. That's 329 millimeters. 4 points headlight. I probably would have liked to see this racket be at maybe 3 points headlight, just to give it a little more weight in the head, because we were all saying that it needs more weight. Maybe even 2 points headlight would work, or even an even balanced racket, because this racket needed, we all felt needed some weight here and here. But that's just us, and that's, Coach Andrew likes weight, I like weight. Coach Chris even thought it was on the lighter side too. Swing weight at 320, that's okay. That's okay. Again, we probably want a little more weight here. The stiffness is a 66, which is kind of on the softer side. So you would kind of expect that number to be right where it is. Maybe a little higher would have been a little better, but this is a control racket for that intermediate player who's seeking a faster swing. So if you're that person, this racket is suited for you. So unlike some of the other rackets in this category, this is probably going to be one of the faster rackets you're going to have. So it comes through quick, a la banana arrow. So it's going to come through that quick, and it's going to provide more spin. So it's a good all-around racket for that beginner intermediate player. If you're that person, this is the racket for you. Try it out. All right. So thank you for watching Tennis Spin, where we put our spin on your tennis.